Right, game 2 of the National Basketball League finals is done. And guess what? The JKL Lady Dolphins came out big today. They knew they needed to make a statement. They needed to respond, and they responded in such a big way. The game ending 62-48 from the JKL Lady Dolphins. And then, of course, the men's game as well, ending 72-66. What a game that was in the last dying minutes of the game. And Jimmy Anabu, of course, with a dagger to send all hopes away for the KIU Titans. But Hudson, we start with the women's game.
Yeah.
The JK Lady Dolphins, they knew they needed to make a statement. They needed to respond. And what a way to respond. Of course, Flash playing today. Hope Akelo the first game did not have a very good game.
Yeah.
But today, what a massive performance from. But the lady, long gone, she did not play the first game. But today, what a game.
What a game. She had 15 points, of course,
Yeah.
and 18 rebounds.
Yeah.
That's
That's a difference between
That's a difference.
game 2 and game 1.
Yeah. It was really interesting game.
Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
It was really interesting game.
Yeah.
Of course, she came out strong because she was the one who beat
Yeah.
KIU. Of course, they banked out Akelo because Akelo had 12 points. They banked her out, but she's the one who beat KIU Rangers today. Yes, of course, for KIU, we saw Perez showed up. She's a beast in this series.
Yes.
She had 16 points, I would say that.
Yeah.
But of course, they were too low.
Yeah.
Down.
The Ninette did not make quite the appearance that she did in game 1.
Yeah.
In game 2, she struggled a lot.
True.
You talk about Uneza as well. She did not make the kind of appearance that you would have expected of her. That was a big difference between game 1 and game 2, if I may say.
I would say JK played a full court press at one time.
Yeah.
It was hard for those guys to run.
Yes.
Because when you saw the JK how they were defending, they were starting from the KIU side.
Yeah.
The full court press. Agatha would come, she does the same thing. As you're still there, they make a substitute. Rita comes and does the same thing. So Coach Mande had to do one thing. I shouldn't let them dribble the ball so much. Come with them. At least let them swing the ball. In the process, let's steal the balls and let's go.
Yeah, and of course, like I said, I remember yesterday in one of our conversations, I spoke about how it's very difficult to beat Coach Mande Junior twice in a row and using the same formula. I think that KIU did not make a lot of changes. And even when you look at the third quarter that they played, the coach did not make the adjustments that were required of him.
True, he did make adjustments because, first of all, there was time he went small.
Yes, and he went small for about 5 minutes.
Yeah. I'm like, why are you going so? Because that's the press when the time they out-rebounded them because Toto, Jekyll has 67 rebounds.
Yes.
And KIU done 40 rebounds.
So that's the difference.
That's the difference.
You can't go small against a big side.
Against the big because Longom was just picking up rebounds, as well as Lady T, as well as Opakelo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is how the ladies' game ended, and the JKL is making a big statement. As we go into the game on Wednesday, you expect fireworks at the Lugogo MTN Arena. But now, we go into the men's game. Hudson, what a game of basketball. What a game of basketball.
An interesting game, but I would say one thing. Ryan Work won the game for City Oilers. After that 3-point I made, when Oilers went up by 3, then by 1.
Yeah.
That's when they were like, okay,
yeah,
it's that. But I would say one thing. KIU played good basketball in the third
They did make an account for themselves.
Yeah, good basketball. Because they scored 21 and Oilers scored only 13.
Yeah.
And first of all, Oilers went into foul trouble as early as possible.
Yeah.
So KIU took advantage of that. Though, free throws are important.
Exactly. And we know that in basketball, you have got to make take advantage of your free throws. If you do not take advantage of your free throws.
And then, Innocent Ochela was on fire.
Yeah, and then they took him off in the last 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
What was that decision?
I don't know, but because they brought in Obleng, he tried to drive in, he got like some fouls there, but that he was supposed to convert on the free throw. He converted at least, yes.
I think he converted 2 or 4 at some point, then he did not make the other conversions.
True.
Yeah.
But Innocent Ochela was on fire in that game, I would say that. Though, of course, Said Amis is still the beast.
Yeah.
He's the guy to watch. He's the guy to watch, because he had 25 points today.
Well, 25 points will always count for nothing in a final series if your other team cannot come and make an add advantage to what you're scoring. And that's exactly what did not happen today. You'd have expected so much more from the KIU Titans bench, and they did not get that kind of support. And you know that for the City Oilers, the bench will always come out big. And you saw that kind of difference. But Speaking of the City Oilers bench, in the second quarter, I feel that is when the KIU got him back into the game because at the start of the second quarter, the City Oilers were leading by about 15 points. Then Ben Komakech comes onto the court,
True.
plays for about some good minutes,
Ivan Moyes as well.
and Ivan Moyes, and then somehow the Titans closed that gap to a difference of 3.
Yeah.
I think that's why that's why the Titans felt that they could get back into the game.
And they got back into the game in the third quarter after, actually.
Yes.
Because they played a good third quarter. Everyone was like, because we have this thing of like Oilers always wins the game in the third quarter.
In the third quarter.
But this same round, it was hard for them to win the game in the third quarter. And they won the game in the fourth quarter when there are 2 minutes remaining.
Yeah.
Ryan Walker's 3-pointer, then Jimmy and Abu's drive, and then the dagger as well.
Yeah.
It sealed it from there.
Yeah. And of course, the funny thing about the second half, the KIU Titans won the third quarter 21-13.
Yeah.
Then the City Oilers won the fourth quarter 22-13.
Yeah.
What a second half that was.
Yeah.
But of course, there's so much to look out for. On Wednesday, when those two teams go head to head again, the KIU Rangers will need to do everything in their power to make sure that they win that game. If they do not win, they are at the risk of getting swept. A reminder that in 2017, these two teams faced up again, and guess what? The City Oilers walking away with that final majestically with the sweep.
And we are playing Wednesday. They are playing Wednesday, then they play on Thursday.
And Thursday.
Yeah.
So you expect that probably by Thursday, the championship will be all done and sealed. But that's all from us here at News Libre. Me and Hudson, we want to say thank you so much. Until Wednesday and Thursday.